Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Holistic Living Show. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite game that I came across about 4 years ago, and that is with pickleball. And pickleball is a cross between like ping pong and tennis, and it's very fun, it's very social, and something that I have picked up on quite a bit. And now I've even put together a guide on how to connect with your pickleball partner energetically to get more points. Because as a shiatsu practitioner and energy healer, I thought there had to be a way to bring what I knew onto the pickleball courts to help with the player communication, particularly when there's people that you're not too familiar with. Now, some of these points that I'm going to share with you can be done just on your own or very easily in between rallies with somebody you're maybe not that familiar with. One of them, though, you'll need to know that person because there's a bit of prep ahead of time to get that ready. But this is what I thought I would share, since these are also some tips that you can use if you find that you're kind of off in communication with your family, or there's two of them in there that we can use for that too. So what I would like to first share, is a little bit more about myself. My name is Carly Penfold, and I have been a holistic practitioner for over 12 years. And my specialty was in shiatsu acupressure, which is massage with acupressure points. So no needles, same meridians. The meridians are the energetic rivers of energy that flow through us. And I would help people recover from injuries, whether they're chronic or acute, and give them some homework and tips to take home to do self-care on their own. And a lot of my programs that I've now developed encompass that as well. And I've also got a brand new pickleball program coming up for self-care, which will help keep us at our optimal best to have reduced number of injuries and just keep us feeling at our best to be able to play, because the pickleball games, we can play 2-3 hours at a time. And I know that I still have about, hopefully about 20 more years of playing. So I'm trying to do my best to keep this body in shape to last that long and to be able to play this really fun social sport. So I do have a video to share with you. And I was also recently featured on Pickleball Fire podcast, which is for all the pickleball players. If you have not heard of this podcast yet, I highly recommend going over and checking it out. I'm going to put up the link here right now. And so it's at pickleballfire.com. She has a section for podcasts. You can check that out. My episode is episode 36. That's how to relieve some pain from pickleball energies and also gain energy. And so that's what I was talking about with Lynn on that podcast. So if you're into pickleball, go check that out. She's got some amazing episodes in there with some pro players as well, and a lot of good topics to listen to. And let's see, so I'm going to give you actually the link as well to get the guide, because I do have a guide that goes along with this video I'm about to share, which is a bit.ly one. It's Connect Energetically and Get More Points. That way you can get your own guide and you'll be able to see them all in full. And but for now, I'm going to go ahead and share with you the a video that I put together. Here we go. Have you ever been in the groove of pickleball and you're just zoned in on that ball, and all of a sudden your partner gets in your way? What the heck? If you've got pickleball partner problems, you're going to want to look at this guide-in video on how to connect to your partner energetically and get more points. So as you see there, that pretty much sums up my whole thing that's happened. Like, I often will record our games just so we could get a better idea about positioning. We see things a lot from a different perspective when we record ourselves. So, so when I was doing that, that little scene came up, and I was just joking around with Jean, but you know, when you've got somebody that's really engaged, and then you get your partner just kind of jumps in and you feel like you're off center, it can happen, and it happens quite easily. And rather than getting flustered and stuff, or upset, you can actually implement one of these 3 tips into your game like right away. So what I would suggest is, see if we actually, I might just add that again. Actually, no, I won't. So if you want to see that again, you can go ahead and watch that on the replay. And see, I have something else over here. So the 3 tips, one of them that is really super easy to do is to take a deep breath. And if you've got your partner there with you at the same time and they know what you guys are doing, then look at each other, make that eye contact. That's actually my second tip, is making eye contact. But the first one is, look at your partner, take a deep breath in together, really do like a big belly breath, like let go of any tension, bring that breath in further past the lungs, like all the way down to the belly area, release and exhale, let go of those, any tension that may be through the neck, through the shoulders. It affects our arms, it affects our hands, it affects our grip on the paddles. When our grip is too tight, what can happen is balls start flying everywhere. In what direction? The direction you don't want them to go. And they can often get a little bit more power to them, which will put them out more often than not, rather than having like a soft-handed grip and more control over the pace of the ball. So that is my first tip there, is to take a deep breath. And if you're with your partner and you're on the courts there, you can make eye contact. Now, this one is my second tip, is to make eye contact with your partner. And that's really the server's responsibility, because you're in control of the ball. So not so much when the other team is serving, because you're kind of getting ready for that. But the person who's at, if you are on the receiving side and you're the person up at the net and your partner is receiving, you can look over at them. Don't really want to make eye contact at this point with them, because their attention should be focused on the ball that's about to come at them. And depending on the server, some people are really quick on it, try and catch people by surprise and when they're not ready. Or you just don't want to detract from their focus. So you can look at them that way and see where they're at, make sure you're aware of their positioning, and then your attention as the frontline person on the receiving seat up by the net area. Your job is actually to keep an eye on that ball and to monitor where it lands, because it's up to you to determine whether that ball is in or out. That's like your job. Okay, so that's on the receiving side. But as you're a serving team, you can, since you have control of the ball, you have control over the pace of the game and when that's going to be hit. Take that moment to make eye contact with your partner and really take that deep breath in together, sync up your energy, and just know that you're kind of on the same page at that point. You're aware of each other's space, you're aware of each other's energetic space as well. And that is the second tip that I have for you for making that connection. So deep breathing and making that eye contact. And then if you'd like the guide that goes along with this, and there's a video that goes along with it too, go ahead and you can request that at Connect Energetically and get more points. That's the bit.ly link. And you will be directed to get that guide. And the third tip is, should I keep it a surprise? I think you may have actually caught a glimpse of it in that video I just showed. So it is maintaining your focus on the courts. And I share more in depth in that video and the guide on just how I do it and the techniques that I implement to make sure that our focus is in there. And there's also another tip on something you can do with your partner to pre-plan for that if you notice that their attention is scattered and maybe looking at a different court or their attention's not fully there. There's another tip I've included in there that you can do ahead of time to set up something so that you can quickly grab their attention and get that focus back into the court and into the playing area. So those are the ones that I've got set for everyone today. Is those 3 tips. You can request the guide and the video that goes along with this at the bit.ly link I'm showing here. Be sure to check out the pickleballfire.com podcast for an episode where I talked about this, as well as there's also 35 other episodes, probably a couple more to date. This one was just dropped last week. So I know she's got some lined up that are coming. Awesome pickleball pros and tips and so much info about pickleball in there. It's an awesome podcast. You'll be sure you want to listen to that. And I also have a self-care program that's going to be specifically to pickleball players. I have that starting up next month in April of 2021. It will be a continuous enrollment. So, I'd love to have you start with us at the beginning, but you're definitely, it's in 3-month blocks. It is important to have the self-care strategies implemented over the course of 3 months to get that integrated into your life and integrated into your self-care. I have bonuses for people who are joining in that program. When you join for that 3 months, not only do you get some one-on-one sessions with me for some coaching on acupressure points and pain relief and self-care energetically to keep you at your optimum. There's also some bonuses on unlocking some course material that's already in the growing library that's in there. So you get to choose which ones you want, whether that deals with, say, insomnia or neck pain or women's health issues. I have a whole bunch in there that are ready to learn from. They are video tutorials in an online portal classroom. And the other aspect to the program, which is holistic healing for pickleball players. And that one is we get the one-on-one coaching, you get the learning portal, and you get the live Zoom classes as well. And so things are customized. You bring your questions, like we'll deal with it right then and there. And I'm just wrapping up from a 3-month program with a group of ladies that are doing the holistic healing program, and they are loving it. And they are, I've got some great reviews in there I can share with people too. And of course, if you're not sure if that's right for you, you can go ahead and book a one-on-one session with me on Zoom, and you can check out my calendar at this link, which is Book with Carly. So those are the things I've got in the works right now. I thought I would hop on here for this live, share those tips with you, and let you know how to get more of them and more of that kind of stuff. So thank you for watching, everyone, and have a great day and great pickleball games, and see you on the courts.